What if I told you that by the end of this video, you can take the first steps to becoming your own boss? What if I told you that working a 9 to 5 until you're old enough to retire and then rationing out the income you've saved isn't your only option? And it actually isn't that hard to break free from that plan. I titled this video, Nobody to Somebody 5 Steps to Becoming Your Own Boss, because so many of us think, who am I to think I could start a business? Listen, I'm not even going to keep you in suspense. You are a man or woman that was created in the image of God, and you were created to create. How do I know that? Because in Genesis 1, we learn that if you are created in the image of God, then you can have his characteristics. And the first thing he tells us about himself is that he created. So, that desire to build or create something that can potentially change the financial situation of your entire family is what led you here today. And I don't believe that that just happened by chance. You were created to create, and you are his masterpiece. Now, not all of us think, who am I to create? Some of us, me, was naive enough to not think that through, and I just did it. I was just like, why not make everything a business? But what I skipped along the way was stopping to become the person who could continue the business. And that's a completely different thing. I got really good at starting businesses. It was the continuing them that was the problem. So I'm going to help you learn from my mistakes. And let me tell you, it has never been easier to start a business. So today I'm going to share with you 5 steps to start and build and sustain a thriving business. In the US, you can do something really cool called sole proprietorship. This means that you can be self employed without establishing a legal business entity. You have to use your name as your business name. Now, I'm not saying this is the way to go long term, but it does make it so easy to start. And that's why I say at the end of today, you could start being your own boss. Now, eventually, for tax benefits, liability purposes, etc., you're definitely going to want to establish an actual corporation. Most commonly an LLC or an S Corp, but definitely seek the advice of your tax advisor or attorney when it gets to that point. I'm not here to give legal advice or tax advice or financial advice. I am sharing what I have done in building my own business and what has worked for me. That's all. Okay, before we dive in, I have a disclaimer to give you. We are going to be covering a lot of information in a very short amount of time, which can lead to feeling very overwhelmed. So I'm going to tell you right now so that you can get this distraction out of your head. This class is going to give you practical steps to get started today. No strings attached. However, it is impossible to cover specific steps in depth in just one video. So at the end of this training, I will be sharing an additional resource with you that is optional, but will break these steps down into bite-sized pieces. So don't feel overwhelmed. Know that there is more help for you, but this is going to give you actionable steps you can take today. I want you to know about that existence so you can just clear your brain of feeling like, this is a lot of information. Also, this is a video. Play it on repeat. You're going to retain more and more every time. Listen to it over and over again. My whole point here is I'm not here to sell you products. The point is to equip you to decide today and equip you to step today in the potential for freedom. All right, enough on that. We're going to be focusing on service-based businesses, DIY products, so like metalworking, woodworking, crafting, stuff like that. And we're going to focus on affiliate and network marketing based businesses. Why? Because it's what I know. I've done all of those businesses. I know how all of those businesses operate. There's lots of all other business models out there, but I'm not going to teach you those because I'm not going to teach you something I don't know. I am here to help you and not lead you down the wrong path. Let's not do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the actual steps. Step one is what I call the determining factor. Factor. We're going to be focusing on that word determining a lot in this step. So the first thing that we're going to determine that you are a business owner. Okay? You aren't just trying to see if it works for you. Of course, you're going to try different ways to build your business, but you are building a business. If it creates anxiety to say that, you're in the right place. Write it down. I am a business owner and it is working. And you're going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until you believe it. In fact, if you haven't yet, I have a masterclass that covers this in depth. It's called 7 Fatal Mistakes That Sabotage Your Business Before the Magic Happens. Go register it. It's completely on me. And get that replay, because the mistake of trying is one of them that I cover in depth. And I actually gave you two other clues to a couple of the major mistakes that I reveal in that masterclass. Anyway, it's one that I believe in so much. I just want you to have it. There's no fee for that masterclass, and you can replay it as often as you want. All right. The second thing you're going to determine is your brand. Now, what is that? Determining your brand. So, determining your brand is actually something I put in this first step because it's so critical in starting to build a successful business and a lasting business. And yet, it boggles my mind how often building a brand is an afterthought. Well, actually, I kind of do know why it's an afterthought. It's because it's not the easiest thing to determine as you're first getting started. But I promise you, if you do this step to build a solid foundation, it will change the trajectory of everything you do going forward. And I believe you're smart enough to handle it. So we're going to build a brand. In fact, I'll say this much. If you can determine this step right here, the rest of these steps are going to be so easy. So you might be wondering, okay, so what? Why is building a brand so difficult? Well, building a brand isn't actually what you think. It's not colors and aesthetic. I mean, yes, that can be part of it, but that stuff that we spend way too much time designing. Yeah, building a brand isn't that. People think determining your brand is so difficult because it requires self reflection. Your brand, ready? Your brand is you. So ask yourself, what are some keywords that you want people to use when describing you as a business operator? Okay. Yes, a business owner, but a person who like we're doing business with. What are some keywords you want people to use when they think of you? Are you that person today? And if not, what steps do you need to take to become that person? Okay. Another question to ask yourself in establishing your brand and who you are going to be in business. What kind of reputation do you want? All right. Are you quick to respond? Do you follow through? Do you over deliver? Do you under deliver? And does it take forever to get what somebody ordered or asked for? So, my next question is, do you have a reputation to fix? If so, what steps do you need to become that person? Now, I need to share with you, I had a lot to overcome. So, if you feel like, yeah, I have a reputation to fix, don't feel like you're alone. I had a reputation of starting a new business every time I turned around. So people needed to realize that what I'm doing now, I'm here. There's a trust that needed to be rebuilt. And honestly, that included trusting myself. And I couldn't start to fix this until I understood what God's view of business is. That's a whole nother video that I can't wait to talk about. Okay, so when I started in this online space, I had my business coaching over here, and then I had my digital marketing over here. Yes, I put digital marketing in quotes, and I'll explain why. I paid a couple $1,000s for a training program to teach me how to be successful on social media because I literally had no clue what that looked like. I had social media. I was a youth director for a while, so I was on social media. I used Snapchat more than anything. I observed on TikTok. I was on Instagram for like announcements and stuff. But I had tried a couple things for my family business. It flopped. Like it went nowhere. So I knew if this is something that isn't just by chance, if there's a strategy and a skill behind it, I need to learn it. So I found somebody who could teach me those skills. I am thankful for that training program and the skills that came out of it every single day because we wouldn't be here without that. One of the things that we were taught in that program, and I was just, okay, I'll say it, I was stupid enough to believe it. I kind of thought to myself, well, I guess things are just different in this social media world. But we were taught to emphasize how inexperienced we were to be relatable. And we wanted everybody to know, like, you can do this too, right? And so I was able to do that with integrity because I was totally new to social media and I had no clue how social media worked. I was not good at with a camera. I was not like, I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to attract customers. I knew none of that. In fact, I'm so bad with a camera. My my daughter used to always make fun of me. She doesn't have a ton of pictures because I was never good at taking them. And wouldn't you think it's funny that now she's actually a professional photographer? She's very good at her job. So thankfully, she made up for it. Anyway, I was in it about 6 months, and God woke me up and was like, Kelly, stop keeping your businesses separate. You have decades of experiences in coaching small businesses and startups to success. So use these social media skills to help them. So now, all of a sudden, on my social media, I was talking about how much experience I had. And people were like, excuse me, what? I thought you didn't have any experience. So I really had to break that down. And that was a mistake that I had made. But you can still be relatable and experienced. So don't make that same mistake. You're not going to act like you know nothing. Okay. It was some bad advice that I followed, and I made a lot of reputation to repair, unfortunately. People appreciate someone who can confidently lead them versus someone who's like, I don't know, just do this. Okay. Now, I'm not here to make fun of that. I'm not here to say that that doesn't work and that hasn't worked for some people. But when you talk about scaling a business, you need to establish your authority and you need to establish your reputation. So, bottom line is, I want you today to determine what reputation do you want to build for yourself? What do you want people to know about you? How this comes across is going to be evolving. You don't need to know how to do this today. And you don't need to go repair your reputation before you start. You fix it as you go. You fix it by doing it differently, and people are going to start to see that. And you are going to be attracting so many new customers anyway. Most of your customer base is not going to be people you know. You're not going to be doing any cold calling. You're not going to be doing any cold DMing. You don't need to do that with today's tools. I can't wait to explain them. Okay. So, determining those key points about your reputation that you want to build are going to help you with the next steps. There were lots of times in my life, whoops, I don't need to be knocking that down. There were lots of times in my life when I didn't follow through on something or I missed a deadline. And it wasn't because I intended or that I didn't care. It was because I wasn't confident enough, or actually, I should probably say I wasn't wise enough at that time in my business to say no. I was afraid to say no because I was trying to build a business, right? So, yes, 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 yes. So I would take on too much out of fear of turning away business. And instead, I burned bridges because I didn't do what I said I was going to do when I said I would do it. And if I had established my brand so that I knew what I was building, what my reputation is, what I'm building as far as my character, then I would have taken that into consideration before I ever took on a project. Your brand will evolve with you and your business. So be authentic, embrace growth, and just do. Do and do and do. Because I promise you, it is working. Okay, let's move on to step 2. All right, I noticed my camera was doing some like funky focusing or out of focus stuff. So I stopped to fix that. So hopefully that won't happen for you guys anymore. Step 2 is to pick your product or your service. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on how to identify what your product or your service should be because we covered that in depth last week. This is video number 2 in a series of becoming your own boss. So you can definitely go find that. I think I called it I'm not creative enough to start a business. And we talk about, I like take you through in depth how to determine what type of business you should start or what type of service you should offer. So go find that video for how to identify your area of expertise and how you can know if you should move forward with it or what to move forward with to start. Now, there's all sorts of experts out there who tell you pick a niche, don't pick a niche. You're going to box yourself in. It is possible to pick a scope of your niche that is too small. We're going to get to that in the next step. But here's the deal. If you determine your brand in step 1, you won't have to worry about being boxed into a niche. Have you ever heard of the saying, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none? So, if you're going to build a business on knowledge and results, you have to become a master of that knowledge or a master at retaining that results. Statistics show that you only need to know 10% more than your customer to lead them to results. So, when I say you need to become a master, this is also something where you're not gonna, I gotta go become a master and then I can start a business. No, start a business. You're going to evolve in knowledge along with your customers, and you're going to know 10% more than them because it's going to step up like this. So, here's the cool thing about building an automated business, and I'm going to talk about automation here in just a bit, but building it on your brand, you are going to generate lifelong customers and establish trust across the board. And they're not establishing trust in your product or service. They're establishing I can't talk today. I'm so sorry, you guys. They're establishing trust in you. So as you grow, what did I already say? Your customers will grow with you. So you're going to start with one service, one offer, one product. But as you grow and their needs change, your skills and knowledge will increase, and you can offer additional things along the way that they are going to want. So, in addition to that, here's an example. Okay. One of my favorite coaches, his brand is teaching about business and the Bible. In one of his classes, he mentioned his experience with Bitcoin. Yeah. Now, I know nothing about Bitcoin and it terrifies me. But because I already trust him as my coach, I would trust any advice that he has about Bitcoin because I know he's not going to give me solid advice. He has established his brand and he's established his relationship and reputation with and for me. So, even though it has nothing to do with his niche, he could earn my business about something else because he's built his brand. Does that make sense? I hope that's making that sense to you guys. If not, let me know and I'll explain it a different way. But okay, let's talk about if you have a product based business. If you have a product based business, you're going to focus on one area and master it. I have a client who builds wooden toys, for example. He's a master woodworker and he can create anything, literally anything. But his business is focused on toys because that's what he's most passionate about. And compare that to, okay, so my family has a business building cremation urns, completely different audience, both woodworking, but completely different audiences. So if I were to take that and combine it into one niche, my audience would be confused. If one person was marketing toys today and urns tomorrow, they'd be like, what is going on here? And I don't know if this is for me. Okay. Our goal is to make our messaging so clear that when a person finds us, they're like, that's for me. Or he or she built that just for me. I know it because it's so relatable. Okay. So one person can do both niches, all right? But it requires multiple marketing strategies, multiple marketing accounts, and you're not only going to get burned out, but again, you're not going to be clear in your messaging. Now, messaging is your words, your results, your transformation, the things you talk about, whether it's verbal or in writing, how you relate to your customer. That's all encompassed in your messaging. So if you want to run two completely opposite businesses right out of the gate, then I'm going to tell you, you need to hire somebody to run one of them while you're building the other. Don't try to do two by yourself right out of the gate. Remember, we need to become masters. Okay. Okay. Let's say you're a network marketer. Don't assume that your niche has already been pre established. Okay. You have an entire product line that has to do with the same thing, right? Likely beauty, wellness, fitness, um, kitchen products, homemaking. They have to do along the same line of things. But how does that fit into your purpose and what you are passionate about? I've been a rep with the same network marketing company, well, I don't know, over a decade now. Why? Because their product changed my life. So I use it every day. And of course, I recommend it to others. Primarily, this company markets as a weight loss product line. Now, initially, when I used the products, I did actually lose a lot of weight, which was fantastic. But if I were to be saying today that I have been with this company for over 10 years and look at me now as a weight loss promotion, um, it's not very good advertising. Now, listen, I'm not saying that to dog on myself or put myself down. It's just the truth. And by the way, it's not the products that failed, so let's not even go there. I got to own that one. However, when I share my story, which is that I actually have chronic Lyme disease that went undiagnosed for 10 years, and it crippled me to the point that I was almost homebound. Like I could go out to the grocery store and go grocery shopping, but the time I got home, I could barely put them away. And you better believe I was laid up on the couch for the next 2 days due to the exhaustion and pain. So when these products came knocking on my door, I decided it can't hurt. And 3 days after trying these specific supplements, I was walking up a full flight of stairs, no pain, and not having to take one step at a time. Like literally, you guys, it was like one foot on, the next foot on, railing, one foot on, the next foot on, rail. It was awful. You would have thought I was 93. Like it was bad. So that change just happened 3 days after. And within a week, I was laying a new brick walkway and retaining wall in my yard by myself. Now, 10 years later, I can tell you not only do I get to do just the minimum in life, but my pain is minimal. My inflammation is under control. My brain fog has greatly cleared. And I have enough energy to go enjoy being out with family and friends after doing the bare minimum. And I don't feel like I can only do the minimum. When I share that story, now people say, sign me up. I want that. Okay, same product, same company. A friend of mine, she's just a tiny little thing. Like she's one of those that you're like she could, eat 5 plates at dinner every night and not put on a pound, right? And actually that was true for her. She had the opposite problem. She couldn't put weight on. However, that came with its own side effects. But same thing for her. If she had marketed as weight loss products, people would be like, girl, who are you talking about? You don't even know. But when she steps into building her brand and focuses on now that she has been able to gain lean muscle and increase her energy because her body is getting the right nutrients, well, now her people are like, sign me up. So the question comes down to, you can see how differently we can promote different niches that are in the same category, okay? But what we want to do now is we want to pick our niche, and then we want to determine how marketable is our niche. And that's what we're going to do in step 3. So let's get over there. When we look at how marketable is our niche, are we too niched down, as they say, or are we too broad? Is this something that people even need? We need to do a little bit of research. So, oh, I fell behind. Okay. And number 2, we were picking our niche / product. And number 3, we are looking at our potential customers and market ability. What is the marketability? So, in the example that I just shared with you about the Lyme disease, if that were going to be my niche, okay, if that wellness company was going to be the platform for my business and I was solely going to be promoting their clients or their products, excuse me, I would likely not market to people with Lyme disease. There are a lot of us. However, I could just make a minor adjustment and talk to people who suffer from autoimmune disease, because there are a ton more people out there suffering from autoimmune diseases than just Lyme disease. And the symptoms and recovery are usually very similar. So, to be able to help people with autoimmune diseases, not only am I going to be able to help a larger group of people and serve them well, but it's going to be easier to build and scale my business as well, because I've just opened up my pool of people. That was like a tongue twister. I've opened up the availability of people to market to. Um, now I lost my train of thought. Okay, so when I've opened up that pool of people, then I have also stayed, however, with my same niche, which is helping people with something that I have been through, have results in, and it is relatable because we all have an autoimmune disease. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right. We also want to look at what words is the audience using. So there's a couple ways that you can do this here. Number 1, you can find 3 to 5 people, and I'm actually going to suggest you do both of these ways. Find 3 to 5 people who you feel like fit your business. When you look at and you go, "Oh, I'd love it if they were my customer." I want you to go and ask them, like pre-plan out the questions that you're going to ask them, and ask them some questions that would help you determine what kind of terminology they use. What kind of thought process are they going through? A little trick here, or not even trick, but a little tip here is to try to do this over something where you can exchange voice memos, because it is so helpful to hear them process. And go ahead and tell them, you don't have to plan this out ahead of time. Just respond, because I want to actually hear how you process. That will help me with my business. All right. Another option that you can do is to use AI tools. I have a love-hate relationship with ChatGPT. But I do believe that when used the right way, they can be of great assistance in research. Okay. So you can absolutely leverage those tools as one of your areas of market research. Use it. It's there, it works, it's free. The third one that I want to talk to you about is this website called Answer the Public. And it's literally, I'm pretty sure it's literally answerthepublic.com. With Answer the Public, you can actually do some free research on what people are typing into the search bars to find information. So, with my autoimmune example, I need to determine, should I be using the word autoimmune disease or should I be using autoimmune disorder in my marketing? Because those words can make a huge difference. I had a client who was going to begin teaching music as her business. I think she was going to be doing, I know she was going to be doing piano. I think maybe voice. I can't remember. I think that's why we were sticking with music versus piano. But we found out through this research with Answer the Public, excuse me, that there were very few people searching for a music teacher. However, there were hundreds of thousands of people searching for a music tutor. So just changing that one word can make a huge difference on the impact of her messaging and the customers that she can attract for her business. So don't assume that you know what words or needs your future customers have. Make sure you take the time to go through these 3 steps and actually do the research. Building this foundation, I know can be boring sometimes. Listen, if you can't talk to 3 to 5 people and ask them these questions, you're not going to be able to help customers. So make sure that you do this. It's going to help you learn as you go as well, because you're learning before you're even marketing how you can word things and how you can improve your communication with your potential customers. Okay, let's move on to the next step, step number 4. Okay, got to get a quick sip of water there before we continue. Okay, now we have defined our determining factors and determined we are business owners. Say it. Come on, you got to say it. I, Kelly Gelly, am a business owner. Okay, that's what you got to say. I mean, put your name in there, of course, but make sure you say it. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. You've determined your brand. What reputation? What do you want people to know about you? How are you going to operate your business? Okay, what does that look like? Then we went to step 2 and we picked our product and our niche. And then step 3, we talked about the marketability of that product and the messaging, doing our research, which brings us to step 4. And step 4 is the marketing. You got to let people know you're out there. If you don't tell people that you're here, none of this matters. None of this will go anywhere if nobody knows that you have the solution or the service or the product they have been looking for. The best avenue for marketing currently is social media. I say currently because technology is a very fast moving world. And who knows what new tool is going to be launched tomorrow that will revolutionize how we market our businesses. But regardless of the tool, these steps will apply. All right. So, number 1, underneath marketing is I want you to focus on one social media platform to begin. One platform. Most common platforms are Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest is another one. But I'm going to suggest that you start with Instagram because it can connect immediately to Facebook. And I can literally download, like I can make my reel on Instagram, connect it automatically to Facebook, download that reel, which is a video, and I can share it to TikTok and YouTube super easily. So with Instagram, I can set it up automatically so I get 2 for the price of 1, and then I can add to 2 more platforms with very minimal effort. The other reason I like Instagram is because the Meta audience, which is Instagram and Facebook combined, they just tend to be a little bit more primed for business. So it's easier to find people who want to know more and who are seeking out more. On any platform, I want you to focus on video content. You don't have to talk right away if you're not comfortable. In fact, right now, the average high performing content is about 5 to 6 seconds long. And all it is text over just like background video. Okay. On Instagram, this is going to be known as a reel or a carousel with music. That is the coolest thing, that you can post a carousel and add music, and Instagram is going to push it out just as much as they're pushing out your videos. The reels and the videos, the social media platforms look at that as those are the pieces of content that people want to consume the most. So that's what gets pushed out the most over a still picture. Okay. We have short attention spans and we're going. Okay. So we're going to pick one media platform, and then we are going to focus on consistency and strategy over perfection. This is so important, you guys. I cannot emphasize it enough. Trust me when I say you do not want to see my first videos. You can, they're there. I didn't take them away, but you don't want to see them. At the time of this video, actually, that I'm making for you guys on YouTube, I am brand new to YouTube. I don't have my lighting right. I don't have a fancy studio all set up. But as I continue to do it, and as I continue to seek and listen to my coach for YouTube, I will continue to get better. And in 5 years, my videos will look completely different than they do right now. But that doesn't mean the value of what I'm sharing is any less valuable. I'm not going to go figure out how to do YouTube and then start posting on YouTube. I'm learning as I go, because doing is how we learn how to do better next time. So just start. Whatever you do, I want you to do it with consistency. If you post 1 reel a day, then post 1 reel a day. All right. Every reel, this is going to be a side note here, but I do want to cover this for you guys because this is important. Every reel should include 3 things. 1, a hook. A hook is what you do to stop the scroll. Okay. It can be visual, it can be verbal. If I were to take my sunglasses and I'm clearly inside and I have my sunglasses on, people might want to stop and see what that is. Okay. I was outside and it was snowing one time, and I had my hands in the video. I had 1 mitten on, 1 mitten off. It could be a hook of, did you know? Or here's 3 things to fill in the blank as far as what your transformation is. All right. So a hook can be multiple different things, but the purpose of a hook is stop the scroll. So anything that's a little bit out of place is good, because people go, huh, what is that? All right. The second thing you want to put in your content is something of value. Okay. So you might not have room for all of this in that short little video that you're doing. However, you have a caption underneath where you can give them something of value. Okay. So offer them a peek inside the transformation, offer them steps that they can take today, offer them what their experience is going to be if you're a service-based business. Okay. Um, so I think about this a lot, like with my daughter, she's a photographer, right? So she doesn't necessarily provide a transformation. She creates an experience with a lasting memory. Draw them into that memory, write the story for them, paint the picture for them in words as to what they're going to get with you. Okay. The third thing you want to do is have a CTA, which is a call to action. Tell the people what to do. What do you want them to do? Tell them so they know what to do next to further engage with your content. And then you can start to build a relationship with them. So this doesn't have to be on screen. This can be in your caption and it can be super subtle. If you feel like this is not fitting your aesthetic or your vibe, it can be a PS. Okay. It can be a, hey, PS, if you want to know more, click on, well, I don't want you to say click on link in bio, but if you want to know more, I've got a resource for you. Comment the word help and I'll send it your way. Okay. You want to next, we are going to, let's see, I'm lost here. Okay, so you're picking one platform, consistency and strategy. Next thing you want to do is create a lead magnet. I don't care what kind of business you have, you need to have a lead magnet. Okay, this is the beginning of your funnel. If you've heard people talk about, are you using a funnel? What's a funnel? All of this word with the word funnel. I'm not going to dive deep into it right here, but if you think about a funnel is taking something out here broad and funneling it into something more concise. Okay, and that's what you're doing. You're filtering through people and you're funneling the right people into a place where you can nurture them a little bit more. A lead magnet is an electronic product. It can be a document, it can be a video. Doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't have to be over the top, okay? It can be a one-page document, but it needs to be something that offers value to that lead. And in exchange, you're going to get their email address, okay? So I'll offer you this. All you have to do is register for it, and it's going to give you their email address. Nothing more, okay? We have to remember that social media is just our marketing tool, okay? Now, if you're struggling with the fact that social media is your marketing tool, if you're like, I'm trying to get off of social media, listen, you have to embrace that social media is literally your best friend. It is a free marketing tool, but you don't have to live on social media. In fact, I think I use social media less now that I have my business operating as social media being my main marketing tool. I think I'm on social media less. And when I am, I'm not doom scrolling. I'm intentional. Not that I don't ever doom scroll because I do get caught up in that, but it's exhausting. Anyway, the goal is that we want to move our customers off of social media and into a place that we can control the environment. We can control the exposure and we can control how long we have contact with them. Okay. Social media, like I said, is fantastic. It's your best friend when it comes to building your business, guys. However, it's not necessarily predictable. At one point I had my account at about 18,000 and it was gone. My account was absolutely gone. And then what do you have? Okay. So you learn a lot from those situations and you learn how to get people into your funnel so you can begin to build a relationship with them that doesn't have anything to do with social media. Okay. So the goal of your lead magnet is also to introduce them further to you and what you have to offer. So if you have a product-based business, I'll use the example of the toy maker from earlier. He sells his physical toys, right? So what could be a digital product? Well, for him, he decided, yeah, I'll teach beginners how to build toys themselves at home. So he created a digital product, it's just a document, it's a PDF, okay? And that is his lead magnet. So it is a free step-by-step plan to help people build a simple wooden toy with their kids. Now, once somebody registers for that, he can nurture that lead. And if they like what he has to offer, maybe they'll buy a toy. Maybe they'll buy more of his plans. Maybe he'll offer classes in the future that they can take. Maybe they won't buy anything. But in that free plan, that step by step guide that he sent them, he listed out every tool that they need and every piece of material that they need. And oh, by the way, I have linked it here for you. So it's easy for you and you don't have to go figure it out yourself. All of those links are affiliate links. So now he has one product, one niche, and three different streams of potential income. Two of them are passive because they're through his lead magnet. He created it once and he could generate income for life. Oh, my goodness, you guys. Okay, I have to talk about affiliate marketing for a second. You refer people to things all the time. It is not cheap, it is not spammy, and it is not weird to get a referral fee from the company as a thank you for sending business their way. Why would you leave money on the table? Okay, listen, either that money's going in your pocket or it's going to be left in theirs. I think I'm so passionate about it because I was a person that until I understood affiliate marketing, I would literally, I'm so sorry to all of you. I would literally go around the affiliate link because I thought, oh, I'm going to have to pay more because it's an affiliate link. You are cheaper than a corporate marketing firm to pay. So they're saying, hey, you're doing the marketing for us. So we'll put that money in your pocket rather than this other firm. Guys, don't leave money on the table. Okay, moving on. I promise. If you're a network marketer, create a lead magnet. Nurture those people who are attracted to your story. I realize, especially with network marketing, I'm challenging the norm. I'm challenging you to think a little bit differently than most network marketing coaches think. And I know that because I was that. There are new tools, there are new ways to market where you can 10x your business without ever hitting up somebody in their DMs and saying, hey, by the way, I'm now repping for this company. Do you want something? If you don't like doing that, I'm telling you, this is a way around that. But not only that, this is a way to attract the right customer to you. And it is so simple and it saves time. Okay, last but not least, we're going to share the experience. Okay. This could be the transformation as well. So here, we are going to use this platform and these reels that we're making and this lead magnet to share the experience or the transformation. So, all right, let's talk about this from a product-based example. How will your product better their lives? How will toy maker, how will the ability to spend quality time with your kids building non-toxic toys and learning a new skill together impact their family? How's that going to improve their family? How will me buying one of those toys and giving a long-lasting non-toxic toy to be passed on for generations make me the favorite aunt at the birthday party? Okay, you want to cast that vision, share the transformation. If you're building a business around a product line that somebody else created, focus on your story. Remember, you are your brand and you just happen to promote and offer these products. This is what allows you to expand in the future. I often think about, so my daughter is a professional photographer. I think I mentioned that before. And her service, and I know some of you have this type of service as well, where it's not necessarily a transformation and it's not necessarily a product, but what it is you're creating an experience that creates a memory to last forever. Okay. So that's when you want to cast that vision of that experience that they're going to have with you, to be able to have, those pictures on the wall or, whatever that is. So if you're having a hard time with that, That's where I say share the experience or the transformation, because that experience is the service itself. And they have something lasting at the end, even though that product isn't transformational. The experience is something that is a memory that will last forever. Okay. All right. Don't be afraid. And I'm going to say this especially to network marketers. Again, here's where I'm challenging. Don't be afraid to focus on one product. What product has given you the most transformation? Okay. Because if you offer all these 30 products, or start with this kit, or start with that kit, and you can start with kit C, or you know what, let's have a conversation, and all, they're going to be overwhelmed. And there's going to be so many choices, they just go away. Okay. So this is where I say start small, start focused. Don't give them too many options, or people get overwhelmed and they just go away. Last side note I have as network marketers, you have a gift. You have a gift because you are in a network of people. So, in all of this, okay, getting into a group coaching is going to be huge, because having that network of people around you is game changing. Okay. And not only that, but network marketers, you have other people's results that you can use to promote even while you're in the middle of the transformation. So, if you're a service based business and you're starting out and you're like, well, I don't have any results and I don't have anybody else's results I can use, focus on the solutions. Okay. So, if you can't focus on the transformation, focus on this right here, the experience and the potential transformation. Okay. You can easily provide solutions with low risk. Here's the other thing I'm going to say: go out and get some volunteers. Okay. Go get some volunteers who legitimately want what you have to offer, not people who are going to just, yeah, I'll do that as a favor. No, 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 no. Do something with somebody who legitimately wants what you have to offer. This may mean making a Facebook post and saying, I am going to be offering my marriage counseling services now that I've graduated, through virtual marriage coaching. So I would like to know, if you can send my information to, you know, 3 different couples, please. Um, or let me back that up. Okay. So maybe your Facebook post says, I've just graduated college and I'm going to be offering marriage coaching virtually. I am looking for 3 couples who would like to improve one area of their marriage. Could you please share this on your page, and tell them to reach out to me, no strings attached? I want to offer 5 free coaching sessions or whatever. And then you interview those couples and you decide if they're the right fit for you or not. Okay. Because what you're going to do is ask them, in exchange for this free service, will you give a testimony about the transformation that has happened in your life? And then you're going to blast that transformation everywhere. Okay. So, all right. Now we've wrapped up our marketing and we're going to move on to step 5, our last one. Okay, you made it to number 5, and this is where the magic starts to happen. Okay. Step number 5 is simple, automated, don't leave, systems. I know that systems can feel very overwhelming. And some people, it's like you have a love hate relationship, right? There's like no in between. But I'm going to give you 5 simple systems. And I promise you, they are simple to implement and simple to add to your business. And it's going to automate your business so you can have a life. You can be generating 6, 7, 8 figures and still have a life. Okay, system number one, you need to create an automated storefront. Okay, clearly, this is going to be a digital storefront, but this storefront is going to be set up so that you can capture all your leads from your lead magnet. And then it's also going to be set up to automatically process sales for you. Now, I can absolutely give you some recommendations depending upon your business type, but there are so many great software companies out there that make simple systems, okay? This works 100% automated for service, affiliate, and even network marketers. Actually, if you have a physical product, of course, you're going to need to ship that or arrange for shipping. So that part, of course, isn't automated unless you end up using a drop site or something, which I'm not even going to get into because I don't know how all that works. But I will also say, side note, if you have a physical product, don't underestimate the power of Facebook Marketplace for local business. I know it seems oversaturated, but I promise you it is not. All right, system number two, you are going to be setting up an automated follow-up system, otherwise known as an email system. What you want to have happen is not only is your storefront going to automatically deliver your lead magnet, deliver any digital products, deliver any calendars to schedule coaching calls, send to the network marketing site or the affiliate marketing site, whatever that is. Now you're also going to have an automatic email follow up. So there is a series of emails that will follow up with your leads and customers with predetermined information at a predetermined time. Okay. So you make this series of emails in this software system one time, and then it goes automatically for you every time going forward. Okay. Now, you, of course, are going to be sending out other emails, but the basic follow up you want to have automated. All right. The third system that you need is a sales funnel. I wrote that backwards. A sales funnel system, or you might know this as an upsell system. Now, these two things are usually within the same program. So it's not like you have to be running them in different softwares. In fact, sometimes all three of these are even in the same program. The one that I start my students on, super, super affordable. And all three of these can be run out of that one system. So you don't feel like you have, subscriptions all over and you're trying to connect systems and all of that. The reason you want to have an upsell or a sales funnel system is because this is what keeps your customers, your leads coming back for more. Okay. It's going to keep them in the loop on any future launches that you do, any sales that you run. Um, it's going to know if they were in the cart and put something in their cart and then forgot to hit checkout. It can send them an abandoned cart notification and it can follow up with that. These three items right here take some initial setup, but there is so many, like I said, software programs that make this so easy. All you have to do is plunk in your information. These are important. This automates your business and lets you have a life. All right. System number 4 has nothing to do with technology. All right. System number 4 is to have a marketing system. Now, really what I mean by this is I just want you to create a simple routine of non-negotiable time where you build out your marketing for the next week or the next month or the next quarter, whatever works easiest for you. This can be, what am I going to do? What are my growth visions for this next month or for this next quarter? What am I going to be focusing on? This can also be content creation. I love to batch create my content where I make it all one day a week. And then when I'm during the week, when things get a little bit crazy, all I'm doing is posting. It's all done, all ready for me. I just have to go in there and post and be social. All right. Number 5, last one. This is a working on your business system. Again, another routine. So, what do I mean by working on your business? This is where you have dedicated time to focus on improving your systems, your offers, your knowledge, and your wisdom. Again, make this time non negotiable because I promise you, if you don't set aside time for these two things, especially this one right here, the marketing system, okay, where you are planning what to post, planning your content, making your content, whatever this looks like, following up with your emails. In 6 months, okay, you are going to feel frustrated and burned out, and you're going to be mad that your business has gone nowhere. All right. But this little guy is sitting over here going, hi, you left me out. Okay. Because what's going to happen is it's going to take up brain space. It's going to cause it, I gotta do, I gotta do, I gotta do, I gotta do. But you don't do. So if you don't do, it can't grow and nothing can happen. So make this time to work on your business and to plan out your marketing non-negotiable time. Set an appointment with yourself. Tell yourself or tell whoever, I have an appointment. I have a meeting. Nobody needs to know that meeting is just yourself. You need to make that time a priority. If you are feeling like, hey, Kelly, thanks, but now I have more questions than when I started this video. Good. That means you've learned some new things and it's gotten those wheels turning and that creativity kind of burning. So I can promise you something. If you want to burn out and see no growth in your business, then all you have to do is try to figure out how to do all of this on your own. The reason I can promise you that that's what will happen is because that was the path I took for years. And I lost out, and I'm not kidding you when I say I lost out on millions because I chose to I'll just figure this out on my own and I'll piece together here and piece together there. And I will also actually tell you something. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when I was first starting as my own boss, there really weren't the resources that there are today. There are so many resources out there for you guys. If you want to keep that excitement that you feel, maybe even just need to be reassured through nervous anticipation and take all the guesswork out of it, you need to put yourself in two things. One thing you need to do is put yourself in a live group coaching, coaching kind of community. Okay. I have one. It doesn't have to be with me. If I'm not your cup of tea, that's okay. Go find somebody you connect with and put yourself in their group coaching community. You need to be surrounded by like-minded people. The other thing that will set you up for success and take all of the guesswork out of it is go grab the complete playbook that does exactly that. It's stupid affordable and it's going to break all of this down into bite-sized pieces for you and spread it out over 30 days. So you're going to feel that progress, but not feel overwhelmed. It's video based. I've included worksheets for you. It pretty much holds your hand as you venture into building a business. But let me remind you, you're not just building a business, but you are stepping into creating what God created you to create and opening the potential to build an inheritance for your children's children. Oh, that gives me chills and I'm so excited for you. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this. Diversify and capitalize, rinse and repeat. So as your social media platforms grow, you will be able to monetize those platforms and earn money from those companies, from the platforms, just by your videos being watched. Okay. But you have to reach certain criteria for each platform. I already touched on this, but you should be an affiliate for everything you use, every offer you um, every offer you make, every piece of equipment, everything. So, like this microphone here, there should be an affiliate link. The tripod standing behind here that you don't see, there should be an affiliate link. Be an affiliate for everything. 86% of all companies have an affiliate program. So go sign up and start linking them to your page. And then the rinse and repeat. Once you've got all of this down for your first product and your systems in place, add another product, add another service, make another offer, okay? You can keep adding and growing with your customers. And even if you want to offer something in a different area of specialty, once you have that customer base built, you can absolutely do that. All right, I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, I would love your feedback. Please also hit that subscribe button and like this video so that I know it's beneficial to you, and I'll see you in the next video.